Okay, we're back now, week 2. Um, the only thing that you need to download in week 2 is the 2 files there and go over them in your spare time. But to get to your drawing from last week, and this time it said to open the drawing from last week, you can do it two ways. Under Recent Documents, there is your last name -1, or you can go up to File, Open, and locate your drawing on your desktop. I'm just going to click right here under Recent Documents, and there's my Fleener one. So today we're going to go over how to draw some geometry, 3 major commands that you will always use is the line command, the circle command, and the erase command. So how to get geometry out of your drawing that you don't need. It's really good to know how to use the erase command. Okay, starting with the line command, if you click on line or type line or type L, the alias for line, you will notice that it says in the command line, line specify first point. Well, Autocad wants you to locate where you want to start your line. So for right now, we're just going to click on the screen anywhere. And you'll notice that now I have geometry attached to my cursor, a line, and I can click on the screen and when I'm done, I just hit enter. So now I have a star. Then I can I don't have to attach my lines, and I can just do single lines by clicking and entering with my mouse button or the enter button on the keyboard. So if I click, enter. Go up here, click, enter. So you have to attach a line, and then you can click, and you can continue drawing lines. You're just hitting the enter button, which would be the right mouse key, mouse button, or the enter button on your keyboard. Try to use the mouse button. That will make you a lot faster. And the thing about AutoCAD is the faster you are, the better you are, the more money you'll make. You can make quite a bit of money just doing AutoCAD. Okay, now I can use the scroll wheel in the on my mouse to zoom in and out. I can do Z enter, and I can click on the screen and drag up a box, and it will zoom in where I have placed that box. Okay. If I wanted to get back to the entire screen, I could do C enter, A enter. And of course, that shows my whole 100 foot of screen there. So zoom out, or I can do Z enter, click on the screen, and zoom around all these lines. Or I can do Z enter, previous would be P. So I can get the previous zoom I had. So I'm just going to do zoom E, and that will give me, if I do zoom E, E is extents, that will give me all of the screen that has geometry on it. So we have Z, enter, A for all if I want to see the entire sheet of paper I have, Z, enter, P, enter, previous zoom I had, E for extents, Z, enter, E, enter, and it just shows me the screen with geometry. Or I can do Z, enter, click on the screen and window around something. So that's Z, enter, W, enter. Or just click on the screen and drag a box around what you want to see. Okay. If I wanted to maybe center that second star that I've got over there without doing the zooms, I can do pan. Pan is P, enter, and then notice your cursor turns into a little hand. I can grab my sheet of paper with this hand and reposition the paper. Okay? To get out of pan, I just right click with the mouse and click exit. Or you can go back to the same command, your last command. If you decided I want to erase something else, if I just hit the enter button or the enter button on my mouse, it takes me back to the last command. Okay, so I could also do escape will get me out of pan. It will get you out of any command. Alright, so escape or enter. So if you get something going that you don't want, if you just hit the escape button or it's not working for you, just hit the escape button and you can get out of that. Okay, so I do not want all of this this geometry that I have drawn on my screen. I can use the erase button, so I can type in erase, or I can do E, enter, or I can use, if you want to do icons, that's good, cool too. Under the modify tab, the top row, last button, it looks like a pencil with an eraser. If you hold your cursor over the commands, it will give you a detail, define the command, and it will kind of give you a little of how it works. Some of them are little videos, some of them are just little drawings like that. So if I click the erase, and I can click on individual lines, see, if I click on an individual line, they get grayed out. Or I can click here and drag a window. Or I can type all. Now, if you're, almost done with a drawing, you don't want to type all. If, for instance, I wanted to keep that star right there, and I clicked on all the lines, and well, I changed my mind, I can hold down the Shift key and click on lines that I want to keep. So, if you make a mistake, there's corrections. So now that I've got the things grayed out that I don't want, I will just hit enter. Now, if I decide, oh no, I have erased things that I didn't mean to erase, things are not, it's not, you can correct this by going up here at the top, and you should have a printer button. Right beside the printer button, there's a left arrow and a right arrow. If you click on the left arrow, it's undo. It will undo what you have done. It will undo to the beginning of the drawing. So you want to be careful how many times you hit the undo button. You might, end up at the beginning. Alright, so we're going to erase again, and I'm going to click erase, and I'm going to type in all and enter. So be sure, undo that one more time. Erase, click on the screen or all. Then it tells you, you see it says select objects. I'm done selecting objects, so I hit enter. So pay attention to command line. It will tell you what you need to do next. Alright, so I'm going back to my line, and let's say that I want to draw a box that is 3 feet by 3 feet. If I click on the screen and I drag my cursor to the right, I can put in 3 feet, enter. I can go up 3 feet, enter. Go to the left, feet, enter, and then I can click here at the end. Alright, well, it's not a very straight box, is it? So let's erase that, or let's keep that for a minute. We're going to use pan, and we're going to move it out of the way. To draw straight lines, and it's really important when you're working in AutoCAD, your accuracy. So to draw straight lines, you can click on the F8 of your keyboard, or down here at the bottom in your input line right here, you'll see the symbol for orthographic symbol. It looks like an L with a box in the corner. If you click that, it turns the icon blue, which means it's on. And also, if you hold your cursor over it, it says on. We can draw nothing but straight lines. I can't draw a diagonal line. It's only straight lines. Erase that. So to draw my 3-foot box, I'm going to click here on the screen, do 3 feet, enter, go up, 3 feet, enter, go to the left, 3 feet, enter, and since I have used 3 feet all the way around, I can just do C, enter, and it closes the box. And see, it's a much better looking box than my first one, which is all crooked. So I'm going to erase the first one here. And that's how you draw a box in AutoCAD. We're going to use pan to scooch this out of the way. Alright, you will also notice, so I'm going to draw a line here. And I'm going to go out 6 feet. And you can also notice that when you draw a line, you'll see the numbers right above the line here. You can look at it and say, okay, when I see the 4, I can click. This gets to be a little tedious, so I hit escape here. Alright. In order to draw accurately, you know, as much as I've done 16 years of AutoCAD, if I didn't have on my O-snaps, and I'll explain a little bit about what an O-snap is, I could not accurately join a line to the end of this line. See, as much as I tried, I'm way off. And that's really important, the accuracy of your AutoCAD work. I'll erase this. So we have what is known as O-snap. So if you type in OS, and this is your drafting settings, O-snaps are the ability to attach geometry to certain points of other geometry. So you can do an end point of a line, the midpoint, the intersection of 2 lines, perpendicular, circles, the center, the quadrants, or the tangents of circles. If I have a square, I can be able to attach another line to the center of the square by doing the geometric center. So if you type in OS, you want to have what I've got checked here, everything on the left side and then perpendicular on the right side, all this other you really don't need. And then hit OK. And then to turn your O-snaps off and on, and it really shouldn't have your O-snaps turned off. But if, you know, if you have to, it's the F3 or this icon that looks like a box with a green dot in this, on the end of it. So I'm going to click the O-snaps back on. And then notice that when I click line, if I get it close to the end of this line, I get a green box. So I'm going to click when I get the green box and drag it up. So now, you know, it is attached to the end point of that line. I can go line. When I get to the middle of the line, I get a green triangle. If I wanted to click on the intersection, it will be a green X. But I've also got the midpoint and the end. Okay, so that's how, you know, I could attach a line to the center of this line here, or the, and have a box with a line. Or I can do from the corner. You'll also notice that if I get my cursor close to this geometry, they're all individual lines. So I'm going to erase these two. If I wanted this to be a box, I could kind of glue all the lines together. So if I do join, so J, enter, and select it, now when I put my cursor on the box, all the lines highlight. And then that's where I could get the center of the box if I needed to. So all the lines have to be joined to get that geometric center. All right. Okay. I think I'm going to put that back. All right, circles. Circles can be drawn by the radius or the diameter. Most of the time I always draw a diameter. So if I click center diameter and I click on the corner of my box here, I can, with my cursor, I can drag a circle. Okay, so I'm going to click here, drag a circle. When I'm done, I'm going to click, and I'm done. Okay, so circle, click, drag, click, and I'm done. If I wanted a circle that was 36 inches, I would type in 3, 6, enter, and I have a 36-inch circle in diameter. Fits inside this box nicely. Okay, so that is, we have learned erase, line. We could do lines that are not straight or lines that are straight. We can draw circles. So again, line, if you turn off your F8 or turn off the ortho icon here at the bottom, you can draw lines like this. If I turn back on the ortho, I can only draw lines that are straight. It's important to have your O-snaps on so that you can join the geometry accurately. If you want everything that you draw is an individual object. Of course, a circle is a solid object anyway, but I can join items by J, enter, and selecting two lines, and now they become joined. And I can draw circles by just clicking and dragging and click. So click, drag, click. Or I can give it a measurement, 48, enter, and I have a 48-inch in diameter circle. If I do radius, and this is the thing you have to remember, if I do radius and I put in 48, I have a much bigger, so it'll add it together, I have a much bigger circle. Okay, so for your assignment, we're going to erase all of this. You'll want to turn your ortho off and draw a star. Don't worry about the size. Okay. We'll want to draw a patch of lines. Like this. Draw a series of circles. Don't worry about the size or placement. And then draw an object by drawing a circle. And let's turn on our ortho. Kind of draw a maze. Okay, so now we have our geometry. Also want to mention that you can change layers. So if I wanted to put lighting, so I could say that this is a light. See, it would draw in the color. If I forgot and clicked here, and oh, I meant for this to be on the wall layer or this layer, if I click on it like this, if you click on an object without giving Autocad a command, it comes up, you've selected the object, it comes up with these little blue boxes that are called grips. Now grips you can drag a grip to make the line longer. You can drag a grip to make it shorter. See, I accidentally hit the enter button a few minutes ago and it went back to the last command. Alright, so you can also, under this little down arrow here, you can click the Match Properties button. That'll put it right here on your screen. If you click the Match Properties button, and there's a Match Properties button here as well, I can click on this line. I say, okay, this is the layer I want everything on. I can click on the correct layer, and then I can make everything be on that layer. So I could click on this and say, okay, I didn't want that to be on the door layer, I want it to be on the circuit layer. I could do that. Or I could match properties. So if I click on this and put all these circles on that same layer. So I match the properties of that circle. Alright, so now that you've got all this drawn, we can erase these two things. You got a star, a patch of lines, some circles, and a kind of a maze with a circle in the middle of it. You're going to go up here to File, Save, and it will save it as Fleener 1. And then you will go to Blackboard, click on Week 2, go down here where it says Browse My Computer and attach your Fleener 1, hit Open, I'll cancel that, and hit the Submit button. Don't do the Save as Draft, hit the Submit button. Then you'll notice that, and I should talk about this too, if you go to your grade book, and I don't have access to the grade book, but I can show you in the Grade Center, full Grade Center here, you will have under week 1 a little explanation or a little icon that with a green circle that says you've submitted something. Once I grade it, it will have grade there. So you want to make sure that before you close out of AutoCAD, you hit the Save button, you submit it to Blackboard, and before you close it, make sure that you see something has been submitted here in your grade book. It'll look a little different. So that is week 2, and I will see you for week 3. Thank you.